Okay, guys, let's get into some things. So let's talk about ENI and Fina. Honey, yesterday EP fans almost chopped me finish. Biggie. I thought we were all African now. Chop me small for the comments. Leave me small for my husband. Beg una. Please, because no, y'all know that ENI and Fina are going on a press run. Of course, we talked a little bit about some of the things that they talked about yesterday. I think they're trying to introduce themselves, or rather the music, to the Nigerian audience, and that's why they're going from one radio station to another. They talked more about, of course, in order for the audience to know their music first, they need to know who they are. Are they together? Are they friends? How did they meet? All that, right? So yesterday we talked a little bit about that, and today we're going to continue with some of the things that they said, you remember yesterday when I told you that when ENI came on Fina's life, Fina needed ENI. And some of y'all did not get that. I think you're just busy dragging me and not listening to everything that I be out here selling. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, I know, say, and Yolua, now like 20 persons inside one body.
Yeah.
How do you accommodate the whole of him? Because
you all know that ENI is extra. He have this personality where it's always all over the place. Of course, the presenters were asking Fina, how do you handle that? Because ENI is a content creator, is an actor, now is into music, and he hang around with a lot of people. He has a lot of friends, and how does Fina deal with that? And I've seen Fina with the ENI a couple of times, hanging out, rather doing interviews, and I can tell that they're actually kind of in sync with each other. Fina gets him and he gets Fina. Let's listen to Fina's response to that. And of course, don't forget to like the video. I'm going through a lot to make this video.
We have a saying back at home, like, if you love a flower, you love with everything that it comes with. If it's thorns, if it's beauty, if it's whatever. Tell him as well, and I would say here that everybody knows that he's very but like he has so much potential.
Right.
He's not scared of trying different things, and he's really good at those things, and that's what I love about him.
Okay.
And more. But then again, his people are my people.
Right. My sister, you
And of course, y'all heard direct from Fina. She first gave a saying that goes, if you love something, you love it with everything that comes with it. If you love a flower, you love it with all the thorns, you love it with all the good smell, the nice color. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily good, but it has its own flaws. And that is what exactly she's talking about when she said that, she just loves ENI with everything that comes with it. Sometimes the noise can be too much. When somebody's too loud, you might feel like sometimes, oh my God, that shut the F up. But when you remember the good in him, you just, tolerate it for the sake of love. You know what I'm saying? And also she added that ENI's people are her people too. And you heard the presenters being impressed with how she said that. You all know that, Fina is very mature lady, and she's very articulate. Of course, she knows how to express herself. So I'm not surprised to how she's answering most of this question. And thank God that, English is English. English went to group of schooling. Anyway, let's listen to
now waiting the OGs.
OG before IG.
So and you be soft guy.
Yeah.
Even when they do your agbero, the softness still there.
Yeah.
Why you think say Nigerian men, they know they like to accommodate softness? Because sometimes they feel say for a guy to be soft, it be like say don't they effeminate too.
Yeah.
They give us some steals where they say now woman they do this kind of thing. How you go take response to that kind of?
Well,
of course, let's talk about the part, right? So the presenter go ahead and ask ENI, you're a very soft type of a person. Yani, you embrace your femininity. You all know that even men have that feminine side of them, in as much as they're masculine. But they have masculinity, they also have the feminine side. Same as women, we are very feminine, but we do bring that masculinity once in a while, right? And they ask ENI, how do you feel about people judging you, especially? It's not even a Nigerian thing, right? Because also in TZ, there were people who were kind of, questioning him a little bit on which side does he swing on. Of course, we've seen a lot of people with any sort of personality in terms of, just not being afraid to put on a lip gloss, not being afraid to rock certain clothing, is this day and age, wherever they see you, rocking lip gloss or, playing cross dress, they look at you like, what's up? And this is what he has said. It's very, very important to you. Let me play it to you first of all.
I don't know that a lot of Nigerian men embrace their softness. I think it's the people that a lot of people surround themselves with. And I think whatever way anybody decides to live their life, well, it's their choice. The only advice I would give is that ensure you're enjoying life. I, for one, I choose the soft life. I choose to embrace my emotions and express them as much as I can. And because that's what makes me happy and puts me at peace every night. And also knowing that by the time it's time God calls me home, I know that I was loved and I loved. And I don't think I want any greater blessing than that. So, yeah, I would say, please ensure you be loved. And
you all heard it from ENI, okay? I think that should basically apply to almost everybody. Trying to impress other people who don't know you like that. Just live on your truth, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, we intend to judge a lot. We intend to look at a man who look feminine and say is gay, or if we look at a woman who seemingly more masculine, people just have idea of who people are. And I think that's why in the beginning people had time believing that they were indeed in a relationship. Till date, people are saying things like ENI want somebody to cover up, you know what I'm saying, so that people don't think that he's swinging from the other side. I'm like, this day and age where, being from the other team, LGBTQ, is not even a big deal like that. I don't think somebody will just hide it like that. Just come out and say, I'm from that. But anyway, and he already told you that he's straight as they come, and everybody should live in their truth, and he will continue to apply his lip gloss. Anyway, let's listen to more.
Jukes was seated here, and I can't tell him, say, do you want to have that? One gets the play of Tanzania-Nigeria collaboration again with ENI and Fina. I can't ask him, say, do you think that he has contributed immensely to your music career? I go want to rate how so far he has contributed to your music career.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
ENI?
Yes.
Right.
ENI, no look this way.
because you know the difference be say I go protect my babe. Because I know Nigerian social media. So as much as I want that she also says the right thing. So yeah, I'm here for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll answer anything. I go help you out. Adjust at it.
Yeah. So how? Yes.
Yeah, I would say on a scale of 10, I would give him a 15.
Period.
This one, just scale.
That's you want to scatter my scale.
And it's exactly the same way I feel about Fina. She's completely changed the way I react to things.
And I totally agree. They ask Jukes the same thing, and of course Jukes rated PC. I think it was a 6 or a 7, and of course Jukes' explanation was, Fina. Prissy added something definitely significant into his career. And as for Fina, she even went out of the scale and said out of 10, he gave ENI a 15 because ENI also said that, he feels the same way because ever since him and Fina became together, Fina has really changed the way he look at things and how he react to things. So I definitely agree. So this right here was my favorite part, and that's why I put it last year.
About certain things,
I'm going to say something that I haven't shared, I think, anywhere.
Please do. Okay. Wait.
Concerning that. He came to me at a certain time that I needed him. God knows that I needed him. I didn't know that I needed him.
Wow.
He didn't know that I needed him. But I had prayers, because I pray, and I prayed that God comes through for me at a certain period of my life, and he brought him to me.
Wow.
You don't ever tell him this thing before.
We did tell you this interview. That's all.
People need to start giving me credit. The exact words that are used about Fina, don't ask me how I know that specific information, honey, are the same exact words that Fina used when he was describing what ENI has done to her life. I told you when ENI and Fina were meeting, Fina's career was shaking. It was at the ground. It needed oxygen, literally, amongst other things. Don't ask me which one. I will share when I'm ready. But as you guys hear, now is when, at least after being linked with ENI, is now when her career revived a little bit. People started talking more about her on social media. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just about it. And that's all I have to say, honey. I hope that AP will stop scattering me the way they did on the previous video, because you guys need to stop, because I don't mean no harm. I love them. I stream their music, honey, even more than you, who is busy dragging me on social media, and I'm doing something that you claim you'll be doing. Anyway, it is what it is. Keep it classy. Stay, see you on my next one.